Damn, Robert Kirkman just did something crazy. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead. Specifically what happened in the comics, but we're also going to discuss how that translates into the TV show because today issue 192 came out and we have some huge confirmation. That being said, if you haven't read the issue or you don't want to know what happens, or if you already know what happens and you want to watch this video, that's all good. But general spoiler warning, but let's get started. So issue 191 ended with a bit of a cliffhanger where Rick got shot in the chest by Pamela's son Sebastian. And it kind of left off there. He didn't fully die, he just got shot in the chest, so we didn't know if he was gonna die or not. Maybe they possibly could have saved him in issue 192, but today issue 192 came out, and it's sad to say that no, Rick did not survive and he died. It was still really shocking to see Rick turn into a walker like that. I know Robert Kirkman in the past has said that nobody's safe in the comics, and he even said that he already knows how Rick is gonna die. So he already told us a long time ago that Rick will die in the comics, but I just did not think it was gonna happen this fast and this abruptly. But it did happen. Rick turned into a walker and Carl came in the room and shot him, which was kind of heartbreaking, seeing Carl's reaction to Rick. Overall, I thought the issue was pretty decent. I liked it. It went by real quick though. I know this is a longer issue than usual, they said, but still, I felt like I just felt like it went by way too quick and I wanted something more. I want to see more of the after, but when we probably will learn more about what's gonna happen to Sebastian. Pamela said he's gonna spend the rest of his life behind bars. We all know that most likely will not happen, but I don't know, I just felt like I want a little bit more out of what was going on and more reactions, because they had like a page where everybody gave like their sudden reaction, but I don't know, I just want a little bit more. But that's not even a big deal or anything, because the point is now that Rick is gone, officially 100% gone from the comics. And this is like a big twist. Like, I really did not see this coming, even though Robert Kirkman has said in the past that he's been wanting to kill Rick and Rick is gonna end up dying sooner or later. I just did not expect it to happen this fast. And we're gonna talk a little bit about what Robert Kirkman said about this whole thing, because he did have an interview talking about this moment. But still, I do think this is gonna change the comic forever, obviously. They were also saying that Robert Kirkman has plans like up to issue 300 or something. They're only on issue 192 right now. We'll see if they go to 300. They definitely can, because again, the world of The Walking Dead, you can pretty much have as many stories as you want. Now, when it comes to the comics, I don't think it's gonna I don't think Rick's death is gonna really affect the comics too much, like in a negative way, because again, it is all about story. We saw what happened in season 9 of The Walking Dead when Rick left, that the story really picked up, and immediately following Rick's exit, we had one of the best story arcs ever in the entire Walking Dead. So really, with The Walking Dead, it's about the story, and that's what's important. The Commonwealth story in the comics hasn't been all that interesting. Like, I was definitely intrigued about them. Like, they're an interesting group, but it's just super slow, and I wanna, I just want more out of them. But we'll see where that goes. But what I'm trying to say is that it's really all about story. So I don't think the comic is gonna get affected too negatively. But we'll see where they go from here. So this was the letter hacks at the end of the comic. If you want to pause it and read the entire thing, by all means go ahead and check it out. But some of the interesting things is this is kind of his like letter to the fans about his death. So he said, "So Rick Grimes' death feels weird even typing that. It feels even weirder to be at this point in the story. Rick's death was planned longer than any death in this series. I've been working towards this since I started writing issue number 1. It doesn't make it any easier, but it's been something I've been getting more and more used to as the years got down to months and then weeks. I knew it was coming. Even before we introduced Sebastian Milton, I knew he was the one who would kill Rick Grimes. For almost a decade now, I knew Rick would not choose to preserve the Commonwealth no matter the cost, and it would cost him his life." And then in the 5th paragraph, you can even see that he was saying, like, I know, I can only imagine how upset some of you are, and that's fine, really. But yeah, this was so crazy, and the fact that he's been planning this for a decade, and we all knew it was coming eventually. Like he said here, that he said in many interviews over the years that everybody will die in the story, and even Rick Grimes won't survive until the end. Like, we all knew it was coming, but it just came so fast at us. So it was super crazy. I mean, this comic book issue 1 started in 2003. That was so, it feels so long ago. I mean, that's insane. Now 2019, Rick Grimes finally has died, which is so crazy. But now I want to take a time to talk a little bit about the TV show. And I made a video earlier, or a few weeks ago, talking about if Rick will die, how will this affect the TV show after issue 191. But now we have some, it's been confirmed that he is dead. So I want to talk a little bit more about some of the things that you guys were commenting in that video, and how will this affect the show, because now it definitely will affect the TV show moving forward, probably in like season 11, because it looks like the first half of season 10 will be the Whisper War, and then the second half will be the Commonwealth introduction, and then season 11 is when I can see something like this happening. So obviously Rick Grimes is not on the TV show anymore, we know that, but this is also a big moment in the comics, and the TV show never really skips over big moments. They always at least touch on them by even replacing people. They didn't skip the Negan lineup, they didn't skip the Whisperers, so we can expect this to happen, I think. But obviously it's not going to be Rick, because he has his movie trilogy, Andrew Lincoln does, and it's going to be somebody else. Now all things kind of point at Daryl Dixon, because it looks like he's going to be the next man up after Rick Grimes, and he has taken some of Rick's storylines, or not storylines, I would say like more like comic moments in season 9, like him going down to the gates to talk to Alpha. So but again, like no one has really taken Rick's spot just because Rick is still alive in that universe. Like nobody's just gonna take his spot. Even the characters in the show, the cast, everybody says nobody's taking Rick's spot, and we can see that nobody's like specifically taking Rick's storylines. It's just that everybody's kind of everybody's included in working together. So but that being said, even with that, it still looks like Daryl will be the next man up. What Rick did in the comics, I could definitely see Daryl doing something like that also, where he wants to stand up against the community, and it could potentially cost his life. And killing Daryl would be a huge twist in the TV show, just like it was in the comics for killing Rick, and that would be a big twist. And I don't think you're gonna do it though, because they already lost so many big significant characters in the TV show. But who knows, Daryl could end up being the one to go. But I did see a couple comments saying like Aaron's a good one, especially since Aaron I think looks like comic book Rick, and I really hope Aaron gets a bigger role. I like Aaron. Ross Marquand I think is a really talented actor. They don't really use him that much though. Like I want to see more of him. I feel like by season 10 he should at least have a bigger role in the communities, but we'll see. Especially in season 10 with Michonne leaving, we could see Aaron take a bigger role at the communities like Alexandria, even the Hilltop he could help out with, and they could kind of build his character to be a big leader type character, because they still have plenty of time, because this is gonna happen most likely in season 11. Probably I would say like it's gonna be a big thing, so it might happen like in the mid-season finale or something like that. We'll see. But they have like they could do it, and Aaron's been there for a long time. Aaron's already like a fan favorite type of character, so they could do Aaron. Another one I saw was Negan, which was really interesting to me, because what Rick did in the comics, I can 100% see Negan doing something like that. Negan definitely is a character who would step up against the community, and Negan's like, I think the thing about Negan is that he's definitely a fan favorite, I think, in an interesting way, because he's not a good character or anything. Like he's a villain, that's what I mean. Like he is a good character, but he's like a villainish type character, but he has a lot of charisma. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has a lot of charisma. Fans like Negan. They connect with Negan. They think he's funny. So Negan is already a type of character that is, sort of a fan favorite. And I think if Negan dies, I know I would be a little like, damn, like Negan really just died. Like I'm starting to like Negan, And season 8, yeah, I was a bit annoyed by him, but they did a really good job with his character in season 9, and they made him like Angela Kang did a great job with Negan, because we just came off of 2 full seasons of Negan, and she didn't put Negan all up in our faces. Like he was in a cell, the entire season, and little by little he was connecting with the characters and connecting with the fans, and Negan really became a character that I started to like again. And Negan is also a very strong character. I think after Andrew Lincoln, in my opinion, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the second best actor on the show. And looking back at season 7 and 8, man, the scenes between Andrew Lincoln and Jeffrey Dean Morgan were amazing. Like, those are some of the most rewatchable scenes ever. Like, if the story was not that good for people in season 7 and 8, we all can admit that the scenes between Negan and Rick were phenomenal. So I do like Negan, and I think they want to keep. I think they would want to keep Negan around, at least for another season or two. And I could definitely see him. Like, that's a good idea. That was a good suggestion. Like, I could definitely see Negan, being the one who died in this moment, and that would be a big death, I think. Because by season 11, whatever his arc is in season 10, like, if it most likely will be a very, very helpful arc that fans will definitely like Negan by the end of season 10 if he helps out with the Whisper War. I think if he ends up dying in season 11, like Rick died in the comics, like in this moment, I think that would be a big moment for the TV show also, because the TV show still needs big moments like that, because a lot of the core cast has been leaving because of other projects and stuff like that, and they've killed some major characters in the past few seasons. So I still think The Walking Dead, in order to stay true to what it really is, like anybody could die at any moment. I think a big death in this moment that happens in the comics is definitely needed for the TV show. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, how do you think it's gonna go down in the TV show? What are your thoughts on Rick Grimes' comic book death and the issue? What are your thoughts and opinions? I am gonna wrap it up there for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead content like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.